Hey everybody, this is Mama Vi here, and I'm about to rant, and you guys are stuck with me, mostly because you love me. Anyway, a lot of you know that I find a lot of our rare books through rare book dealers and on eBay. And in the past couple of days on eBay for me, one seller in Europe has been coming across my board. And this seller is selling etchings. He's selling them to art collectors, but the thing that makes these unusual is that these are predominantly SM spanking, flogging, and whipping illustrations. Now, let me rephrase that. Whipping etchings. Now, I'm qualifying that temporarily because they are illustrations. And they're illustrations from very rare books. Books like, and I brought two examples to show you. Books like this particular edition of Venus and Fur is fairly well battered, as you can see. But the illustrations in this book are by an artist named Edgar Egan. It's a very unusual copy, and the etchings in the book are unique to this particular artist's style. Now, one of the things that I wanted to show you was the fact that the back of that etching has no writing. And that is significant in this rant that I'm taking off on. Again, another brilliant Egan etching. The book was printed in 1930. This is a copy of Gene Sandler's Fascinating Tyrant. It is a very particular press company, as you can see by that beautiful little girl in gold. I don't know if you can see that her hands are bound in golden shackles. The logo was a trademark of one particular press company. And just to give you an idea of some of the classic etchings that are in this book. Now, what has come to my attention, because I wrote and asked the book dealer where he was getting all of these beautiful etchings. And again, complete with their caption, and in some cases, their page number. And again, there's nothing on the back of the page. Now that's significant because what this guy is doing is cutting the etchings, very skillfully I might add, cutting the etchings out of all of these wonderful rare books and then matting them for collectors of such art to come and buy. Those who are purchasing it are probably purchasing them for collections or decorations or pictorial collages and things of that nature. But what he's effectively doing is destroying a book. Now, it could be argued that, Grandmom, how is he destroying it when the text remains intact? And that's true. But for those of us who either collect, yes, I collect them, but who are collecting to preserve the rare book in its entirety, the illustrations are, yes, very much a part of the story. But they're also the work of very specific artists who may have illustrated strings of books. And for someone who finds a rare copy of Gene Sadler or Nellie Bridewell, and of course, these are topics you'll know more about when you come and visit the Rare Book Room, we're reaching out to save limited editions. Then the book arrives, and if you know there were supposed to be illustrations, very, very good etchings, artwork, etc. in the book, you can then write back to the seller who may not know that there were supposed to have been etchings there. And when we try to preserve these, we want to preserve these intact. Now, I got burned once, but I was dealing with an incredibly honest book dealer. I ordered a book that was a small fortune, knowing that the book had 8 very rare etchings in it. When the book arrived, and it was in much better shape than the copy that we had, which was the reason for ordering it to begin with, the etchings were missing. I wrote the dealer, and he was horrified. He didn't realize there were supposed to be illustrations in this particular 1890s book. And please don't say it. He was horrified. Please don't say anything. You could ruin my reputation, blah, blah, blah. And he willingly gave me my money back. But how many people have been victim of the purchase of a book not knowing it was supposed to be illustrated? And, when I wrote the dealer who was selling all of these pieces, he said, I do it because people are buying them. The text is still intact. Yeah, it is. But no matter how well you've removed the illustration, you have effectively destroyed the book. And the rare book room is full of the books that I'm talking about that still have their etchings in them. I understand the fact that in some cases, just 1 or 2 etchings out of a book can be worth twice what the book could sell for, because art collectors don't want the book. They just want the illustration. And I guess now that my rant is over and I've gotten it off my chest and you've been stuck listening, part of the reason I say that is because as many of you have become book collectors and increasing your own library, not just with modern books, but also reaching into the past to add rare books to your collection, I guess what I really want to say is be careful. And if by any chance you can run into one of these dealers on your own and suggest that maybe this is not a good idea, Grandma would appreciate it. So, until I can thank you in advance and invite you down to the library, hold on to that thought, and Grandma is waiting to greet you.